New England gardening. I've taken all the citrus outside. Got this lone bumblebee here going over the flowers. But it's opened up some space in the greenhouse so I can start uppotting some of my fig cuttings from this year. First graduates of the year. So that's what I want to do right now. So here's the first group of graduates. Pretty good size. I just soaked these. Get them really hydrated, trying to get so the roots aren't going to be sticking to the plastic cups at all. Guess it doesn't hurt to give them another soaking. This mix is really a good draining mix. And this worked out for me last year, hydrating the cups here and very few broken roots transferring out of the cups. So let's see what I have here. Take these out. There's a McCool. Called the Znigaella. See the roots. Longed out. Call the Znigaella. Am I missing the E there? Noir. Thought I saw it spelled with an E also. Another longed out. Cool. This is really strong growing McCool right here. Call the Znigaella. Longed out. The McCool, and of course the Znigaella. This really made a comeback. I don't know if I can fit this in a 1 gallon, maybe all the way to the bottom there. Maybe put it in a 2 gallon. Really got large leaves on here now. That's the only cutting I have of this. So it's got nice roots. It's a 2-tier system. Looks like some new roots there. They're more white. And get this in a nice deep pot to accommodate the length of this with all the roots, and it should really perk up and start growing. It's got the biggest leaves so far of the cuttings I have. So I've got 3 longed out, 2 called the Znigaella, 2 called the Znigaella, 4 McCools. Successful with all the McCools that all the cuttings I started, and the 1 Znigaella. That's the lone Znigaella that I have, but it looks like it's going to make it. And I want to uppot these into 1 gallon trade pots. So here's the 1 gallon trade pot. You can see the size comparison here. That's enough soil, extra soil to start the cutting on to the next stage. No need to put it into a larger pot than that. Don't want to overwhelm the cutting. But that's going to be a problem with the 2-tier Znigaella. I don't know how I'm going to do that. You have to look around for something. So I've got my organic soil here. It's got enough broken twigs and branches in here, and nice compost, garden soil, composted garden soil. I'm just going to add some perlite to lighten it up a little bit. You know, it depends on where you are, how much perlite you might want to add. You know, if it's a really hot location where you are in the southwest, we don't want to add a lot of perlite. Just have to water more often. So here's a Col de Dame Noir. Sorry for the lawnmower. It's springtime, and everybody's working on those productive lawns. So I'll put some dirt in there. I put a coffee filter. I saw that on somebody's YouTube video. That's a pretty good idea. Or maybe it was a commercial. Somebody's commercial. But let's see if I can get this out of the cup here. Look at that. Pretty intact. Now you can see how loose this mixture is. So it just came out perfectly. I'm not breaking any roots. I'm going to get this in here very gingerly. Let's see, make sure I get the depth right. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Remember, in nature, everything's perfectly centered. You have to get it perfectly centered in the pot. Perfectly straight up. Doesn't have to be. Just get some more soil around this for it to spread its feet into. We'll be off to a nice productive summer of new growth on this thing. Oh, another thing. I better get my labels together. I do not want to mess up and lose track of the identity on these. So before I go any further, that's Col de Dame Noir. So I have to get those metal labels all ready for that. So I've got my label made up. I just put today's date on it. I was thinking of putting the date that I started the cutting, but I don't know. So this goes in here. And I'm all set. Won't lose track of that one. I'll water them all in at the same time. There's one. Let me go do the rest. Lunged out. These are kind of weak growers for me. Very deformed leaves. Good roots though, good root mass. See the roots there. Another lung it out. You can see how loose the material is. Just called it Grisa. Very nice leaves. Even though I soaked it, looks like this is sort of starting to resist moisture, so I'll benefit with this new soil around that dry material, that dry mix. This if it's soaking. Those two together and let me make the labels before I lose track. So the last one, Znigaella, I think I'll take the bottom, try to take the bottom out first. Okay, get the bottom out, put that in. I have to put it in like a 3. Let me sturdy the bottom with some soil. It's a 2.5, I think, trade pot. That seems to be deep enough. So I got the bottom steady. I'll take this cup off. Got some nice roots there. This in there. Okay, that worked out. So I've got them all potted. I'll give them a drink. Soak them in here. Got the labels on. So I brought them all inside the greenhouse because they just have been under grow lights and they burn up right away underneath the sun. My figs that I've had in the greenhouse, there must be considerable protection from the UV light from the sun because they're burning up outside too, even from transitioning from the greenhouse to outside full sun. So I can't, that's one of the things of not having a shed. You really need to have a shed, and you can gain something with the greenhouse, but then if you go to transition them outside, they're going to burn up. If you get them to break bud early up in here in New England. So I am keeping the Madeira, Ronda de Bordeaux, and some Shea Blacks inside here. I have quickly realized I'm going to have to regulate the temperature in here. It gets pretty hot in here pretty quickly. But anyways, this is the class, part of the class of 2013. I've even brought the Znigaella Black broken branch cutting from last year's mishap. That seems to like the hotter temperatures here in the greenhouse. But I've got first group here all potted up. Got the Znigaella, the Gypsy. You can see it's wilted a little bit just from being out in the sun there, so I brought these in as quickly as possible. So this is New England gardening. And boy, I'm a little tired from potting all these up, but this is part of the class of 2013. I don't know which one of these would be valedictorian. I do have a couple of Znigaella Black, a couple of Black Madeira, but I'm interested to see the McCools, the Gypsy or Znigaella Fig, and of course the Col de Dame Norai and the Col de Dame Grisa. So, thanks for watching.